Hello cadets, today I am here with my first chapter in geography. The name of the first chapter is Resource and Development. This is our first chapter. First we will start our chapter with the definition of the resources. Earlier we have studied that the definition of resource is anything which is available and which satisfy the needs of human being is called as the resources. But this is the comprehensive definition that everything available in our environment which can satisfy our needs provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, culturally acceptable, can be termed as resources. Whatever the thing is available on the earth's surface is satisfying our needs. But only the thing is that in 10th class, in this definition, these three things is added. First thing is that technologically it should be available. We should have such technology to convert the things as per our needs. Technologically accessible, access होना चाहिए, accessible, and then economically feasible, economic होना चाहिए, economical. If any resource is taken out from the mines, then it should be sufficient to earn. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be more expenditure in extracting the minerals and the output and the result will be very less earning, then it will be not economically feasible. For economically feasible, the resource or the mineral should be in such a way that people should earn more. Economically feasible. Culturally, our society should accept that those resources as per our needs. हमारा society उसको accept करना चाहिए. Then only the resource will be considered as per our need. This is the definition. Resource always it is for human needs. As per the needs, we are changing, modifying, altering the things as per our needs, and we are taking those things from the earth. Now, after this definition of resources, now we are going to understand that there is interrelationship between these three: human being from the environment, human being from the physical environment with the help of technology. After setting up of institution, they are making the resources. There is the process of transformation of the things available in the environment involves interrelationship between these three. Because of these three, the resource are transformed, changes, and it is ready for the use. Next thing is resource is the freely available in the environment? No, resource is not freely available in the environment. Why? Because resource we are getting after much expenditure. We are using technology, and technology, who has made technology? Technology itself is made by human being, and this technology is helpful for converting the things from the earth into the resources, and then it will be used by the human being. That is why without technology, resource will be not easily converted into the resources. Again, we are getting the resources from the environment, our surroundings. Here resources is available and after setting up of institution means body. Suppose take the example of coal is mining is done. Here the highest body for looking after the coal is CIL, Coal India Limited. This is the body who looks and manage the mines related with the coal. Coming to the next example, that is SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. This SAIL is the institution for the steel and iron. Rules and regulation will be made by the SAIL for extracting of the minerals, that is iron ore, from the earth. So all these things are totally related with the human being, and that is why it is called, there is interrelationship between the nature, technology and the institution. After this, there is a broad classification of the resources. Classification, we have categorized the resources in different types. First, on the basis of origin, next on the basis of exhaustibility, next on the basis of ownership, next on the basis of status of development. First, origin. As per the origin, resources are of two types, biotic and abiotic. Biotic resources are those resources which are related with the living beings. Those resources which are having life are called as the biotic resources. For example, human being, plant, animal, they are the example of biotic resources. Next, abiotic resources. Abiotic resources are those resources which are related with the non-living beings, that is called as the abiotic resources. For example, rock, metal are the example of abiotic resources. Coming to the next, on the basis of exhaustibility, resources are of two types, renewable resource and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those resources which can renew frequently. For example, water very easily it can renew. Solar energy, wind energy, water, they can replenish very quickly. Non-renewable resources are those resources which cannot renew quickly, and it will take very long time for their formation, as once it is exhaust, after the resources is exhaust, it will take millions of time to again for their formation. The non-renewable resource example will be all the fossil fuel, coal, petroleum. Once it is used, then it will over. After this, on the basis of ownership, resources are of four types: individual resource, community based resource, national resource and international resource. Individual resource, those resources which are related with one person, that is called as the individual resource. For example, my book, my home, my purse. These are the example of individual resources. Next, community based resources. The resources which are used by whole community, means a group of people are using. For example, playground, graveyard, well which is used by everyone. If the well will be inside the courtyard, then it will be considered as the individual resources. But the well which is outside the courtyard, then it will be considered as the community based resources. Coming to the next, national resources. National resources are those resources which are related with a particular country. In other terms, we can say all the property belongs to the nation only. Everything belongs to a nation. Suppose that if we are having land, then government is required that particular land, then he will acquire that land after paying compensation. So earlier it was example of individual resource, but then there was requirement by the government of individual land, then it will be considered as the national resource. National resource means completely government resources. In national resources, again, there are things related to water bodies also. Suppose that on land part, this is the southern part of India. One side, this is Arabian Sea, other side Bay of Bengal. This whole India is having the national property. But what about the water bodies? In water bodies, up till 12 nautical mile, up till 12 nautical mile from the coast, it is considered as the territorial water, means it is directly related with any country. But after this territorial water, up till 200 nautical miles, then it will be considered as the exclusive economic zone. Again, this water bodies is used by any particular country and it is called as the exclusive economic zone. Whatever the economic activity is done by the concerned country, they will do here. Exclusive in exclusive economic zone. But what about the beyond exclusive economic zone? It is considered as the international resource, which is the fourth one under the ownership. Owner means this area, this water bodies will be not related with anybody, any individual or any community or any countries. Then it will be considered as the international resources. Coming to the next, that is on the basis of status of development. Resources are categorized here in 4 types as per the status of development: potential resource, developed resource, stock and reserves. We will try to understand one by one. Potential resources means capability are there. The resources, the area which are capable but it is not utilized in the present time. For example, Rajasthan, Gujarat, these states are having potential for wind energy, solar energy, but in the present time they are not utilized here. Coming to the next, developed resources. Developed resources means here quantity and quality and quantity have been determined for the use as per the technology is available. Then it will be called as the developed resources. In developed resources, technology is important factor for extracting the things and converting the things into the resources. Now, after that, stock. In stock, the important thing is that we don't know what the method will be used to convert the things into a resources. Here, example is given: H2O, water. Water is made up of two molecules, means water is made up of two inflammable gas, that is hydrogen and oxygen. In this water, what is problem? We don't know, means technology is not available to convert these two inflammable gases into the energy. It can be possible, but it is not feasible for everybody. So we don't know what the technology is to apply here. Now next thing is reserve. Reserve is the subset of stock. Here again it is this reserve can be put into use with the help of existing technical know-how. Means whatever the technology which is available, and as per that technology resources are used, then it will be called as the reserve. Here example is given that dams. Dam is very good example of reserves. In India there are so many dams, and dam, we are knowing, it is playing very important role for generating hydroelectricity. But in India, if all the dams are not producing electricity, that means in the dam water is stored, and this stored water is having potential to produce electricity, and it will be produced in the future. So reserve again, it is the subset of stock. Here again one example I want to give, that in motorbike there is system in the fuel, that there is main, again off, again reserve. In reserve there is some portion of petrol is there, that means some reserve is there, and that reserve will be fulfilled, means it will be utilized for certain time. So here we are ending our topic, that is definition of the resources, interrelationship between the physical environment, technology, institution in relation to human being. Next, we have seen classification of resources, and all these classification we have seen. So this is the end of the topic. Thank you.